sure he had one of him. One set down. Let's go to the next 2019 Bowman Mega Box Chrome Prospects. It says Mega Box Chrome Box Refractors, but I'm pretty. What was that? Like, did we have a regular Mega Box? Autograph. So we have autographs. Yeah, it has to be refractors because that's like what the base set is. I mean, there are other fancy things here, but there is no just plain Mega Box. And it's, you know, the prices seem to fit with what I've got here. Alright, like, you know, I'm seeing the few things that are available. So $1 and this, that, and the other thing, so. Yeah, like this one's $1.29. Sixto Sanchez, $1.29. Kenzie Gore, $1.29. Not sure what's going on here. Alright, so that, do I have my 3? Yeah, I got my 3. 88. Yeah, they're all selling for that. Dollar cards. Seven. 1731. There it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these ugly top loaders to mark my spot. Alright. Really like to just do these. I know I'm going to have to go out and pull sets for these. But I kind of just want to get them done. Leaf. Flash. And then a leaf flash orange or something like that. It's 2018. Let me see if that stream thing has popped up yet. It just bugs me that I'm not getting, there we go. I don't know why it finally popped up so I can see the preview. It shows I've been live for like 4 minutes, but I think on my other stream 12 minutes. So yeah, so something was wrong, but it's okay. We're up and running anyway. 2018. Oh, I already did that. Leaf. Flash. So I'm going to say one is, well, I mean, they're numbered out of 50, so the other one's one numbered out of 10, so I got to think one's going to be there's no national flash red, flash purple. I'm going to go with leaf flash orange for this guy here. And sure enough, out of 10. So I think that's what we have. So we're doing, what are we doing here? 2018. So I got to go back, change year. Oh yeah, they are autos as well. BAJE1. Of course, there's no price on it. Alright, get rid of flash orange, and we're going to look for flash green. There it is. But that is not it. Because these are out of 50 and green says it's out of 15. So we're going back. What about gold? What's the print run on golds? 1. I mean, that one looks... So, okay, so what's the difference here? Maybe they're black. I'm going with black. Leaf flash. Black. Okay, let's just go with leaf flash. And see what we get. Not serial numbered, but they should be, because I have out of 50. Do we have any images of anything on here? No. All right. It's gotta be black. But I don't see black here. I only see... blue, but that is clearly not blue. Red, purple. Alright, we gotta... I mean, this one's done. don't want... It's blue, because blue is out of 50. Okay. Doesn't look blue to me, but if that's what they're saying, then that's just what I'm going to write down. Alright. 6 cards in a pack is what you get when you buy these. All 6 have an autograph. 1 pack per box. Wonder what that costs. GR1. No prices for these. Too rare. Alright, they are done. Okay, let's do this Bowman stuff. Chrome prospects, draft chrome, chrome prospects, chrome prospects, different years. Is that all the Bowman that I have? No, it looks like I've got more stuff up here. But that I think is all. Bowman draft chrome. Well, that's a good chunk we can do. Bowman draft, Bowman draft, Bowman draft, Bowman draft, Bowman draft. Alright, let's work on this if we have to go back later. Alright, that says refractor. These do not. Let's get them in order. And double check Bowman BDC, 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 BDC. Alright, anything out of the ordinary on this one I think is different. This one's definitely something different. It's like blue. None of the rest look like that guy. But it's not a refractor. Because that one specifically says refractor. Alright, so let's go to 20. I hope I saved that. Did I save that stuff? No, one way to check. Double check. Box. T004. Leaf 2018. Leaf. Yes, I did save it. Okay. Back to sets. Back to 2019. Bowman. Draft Chrome. $250 for Jeter Downs. What did I have for the other guy? Nothing. $1 for Kyle McCann. Miguel Amaya, $250. Vince Fernandez, no price. Travis Swaggerty, no price. Okay. 1-8. Actually already had one of those guys in here. Alright, now the refractors was pulled. And this guy's a refractor. Because it says refractor. And there's no price on him. This set is one above this set, so that goes in easy. But the question is what is this guy who's blue? And I don't think we have anything like blue, so we gotta go out and find 2019 Bowman. And look to see what we can find. And I'm pretty sure we go under Bowman, not Bowman Chrome. And then it should say Bowman Chrome. Prospects is what I'm getting. So Bowman, and what did we have here? We had Bowman Draft Chrome. So it looks like we're going to have to go to Bowman Chrome. Because if we have Bowman Chrome Prospects, Chrome Draft comes after, or comes before that, and that's all we had. So what I'm saying is it's alphabetically impossible for it to be in that area. Oh, we also should have a set for Bowman Draft. Let's look. I believe that. There we go. Bowman Draft. Silly. Okay, now we go to Bowman Draft. Chrome. And there's no auto. Yeah, it's blue. Chrome. But I'm not not seeing blue. There it is. No, because that's like a low serial number. I don't want refractors. Sky blue. That's what it is. Because there's no serial number on it. Sky blue. Oh my, they're killing me here. At least that's what I think I've got. Alright, let's just go now. Oh, I didn't even add it in. I keep doing that. I keep just like thinking, oh, this is good. Got it all taken care of, and then I don't even go to the set after I get it and add the number. Grumman, draft, chrome, refractors, sky blue, 113. Alright, now we go back and we do Bowman draft, which I actually don't even have in here. But we'll fix that real quick. And this one looks a lot different than the other ones because it's a different gear. We've got no colors on this. Two. 45. 71. Dollar cards, most of these. Three, 7, 1, 3. Okay. We save that. Let's go to 2018, see if we have Bowman draft for 2018. We do. 107 is this guy. There's nothing special about the card. 016 0752. Okay, doing well, I'm happy. Okay, those are that year. Bowman Chrome prospects for 2019. Well, you know what, we're in 2018, so let's just go to the B and get these in order and look. Are there anything special? No. Doesn't say refractor on any of them. 2018 Bowman Chrome prospects. I think we should be all up front in this first set, but one set is the Bowman trending, and that is not it. So this should be good. Let's see where we go. 52 Soto, 75 cents. 86 Michael Kopech, 75 cents. 93 Royce Lewis, 75 cents. And 147 Forrest Whitley, 50 cents. Save 1138262. This is current prospects for this year. It's now all in order. I'm looking for fancy refractors and things. I'm not seeing anything. Double check there. It doesn't say refractor, so I think we're good. Alright, I have to take a break. And then we'll be back in just a minute. I'm back. And we're doing 2019 Chrome prospects. I don't know why there's two of them here. I think one goes to 150 maybe. Let's separate them out. Let's see. 49. Casey Mize, $1.70. Nick Madrigal, $1. Nico Horner, 59. 59. That means I got these out of order. $1.25. And next is 181. So yeah, this is for some reason broken up into two sets. So we'll save this one. 93. Which I don't see in here. Because I'm in the wrong section. 9347, and there it is. Now let's go back and get that second series. $181. Grayson Rodriguez, $1. $221. Nolan Gorman, $1.75. 228. Mike Ciani, $1. Save 178261. 178261. There it is. So, if you were watching the other day, most of these were in top loaders. I did take them out of the top loaders. It was, it just makes it more difficult for the collector's friend to deal with them when they're in the top loaders, you know, and pull them. So, I would keep them if they were like $5 cards and over. However, these are not $5 cards, so, you know, I'm gonna save the top loaders for when I actually find, you know, some rookie cards in there that are worth something. Then I'll sleeve them and top loader them. But I don't need to waste the time and the space, or not the time, the money and the space on top loader and up dollar cards. Like even these Gleyber Torres rookie cards. You know, let's look. What is it? Update 2018 update. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. Yeah, all I have is inserts for there. And I just went to 2018. Oh, I did go to 20 tabs. Update. And I'll just get the base. Alright, 99. I know I have more in there, but let's just see. Yeah, somebody's selling it for 88 cents. There is somebody else who's sold them for $10 a piece. But yeah. And they're in these sleeves that I don't like, so we'll take them out of a team bag. Team bag, I'm gonna actually, sorry about that noise. Team bag I'll save for if somebody actually places an order and I need to pick that and have it ready for the collector's friend when I deliver these. Card savers I do not like, especially when people hadn't already sleeved those up. It makes it very difficult to get out. Alright, so I did add those, and I thought I saw more update. I'm going to work on those next. Actually, maybe I'll work on these. So there's a big chunk. I like to do big chunks and kind of feel like I'm making some serious progress. This is a big chunk too. Nope, that was the only updates that I did have. So we'll just save that. Alright, these (2019) Topps Chrome. The Ohtani, anywhere from 50 cents to $4.70, and then the Torres, 86, 75 cents to $5. Quite the range there. I don't think that I have done these in this box. I have an entry for Topps Chrome, but it doesn't look like I have any in here. Because this is all 17431709. I mean, unless I put them in the wrong spot, but I don't think so. I think we need to create something for them. We'll create a spot. I'm going to keep going in this little spot here. I've got room. Alright, and I did save that. So this was the Heritage that had been top loaded up. And so we'll go back to T, Topps, Heritage. And we don't have any high number, it's all low number. Something is not right with this. Alright, I must have the wrong year. Must have the wrong set. What's going on here? Something different about this stuff. It's heritage, but it's like all minor league stuff. So let's see what they're doing here. Heritage Minor League. That would explain it. $0.80. Dalbeck. 99 cents. Where am I going here? 37. $1.25. Guy was $1.25. Royce Lewis $1. 19 Mackenzie Gore 75 cents. And another Mackenzie Gore, different number, 80 cents. All right, that's saved. All right, this is good. We're making progress, and that makes me feel good. What is this stuff? Bowman's Best. 2019. Okay. We're actually almost at the time I should. No, I said I was going to kind of go till 3. I got to at least stream for an hour every day. That's the goal. Okay, so what are we doing? This is Bowman's Best. That's what I'm looking for. And this is like a top prospect thing. And none of them look like they're refractors. I have to change the code on this thing. I used to be putting a URL in there, and it's no longer a URL. So therefore, my HTML is describing that element incorrectly. It's an input, but it's a text box, not a URL. Because now I'm just adding in a set ID. I always want to have a unique identifier in any sort of tracking system that you're using. So it's just how things work. It's kind of like, you know, database. You can actually take college courses on database stuff. I took one that used Microsoft Access. I taught myself MySQL. That's what my website is run on. There's which they're called relational databases. It makes it so you can, so certain things relate to others. So for example, in this, you know, I have tables, which set up, if you guys don't know about much about databases, I don't think I can really give you a great overview, but I'll do my best right now. So a table is where you store information, okay? And Bowman best top prospects. So table is like, I mean, I think everybody's familiar with like a spreadsheet. So you usually create a table to describe a type of, some type of information. Okay, so for in this example, we'll use a set, a baseball card set. So you give each set a unique identifier. You know, you can have it, you know, set to give it an automatic number and increment every time you add one in. So we would call the set, and we call that the ID, set ID, and we'd give it a number. Okay, let's just say this is the first one we've ever done. Bowman's best top prospects is set ID number 1. Then what other information is there that we need to describe the set? So we might want to say, okay, what's the set year? So we would add another column for set year, and for this one we would say, okay, this is 2019 in that column. Then what else might we want to track about a set? Well, we might want to know the set name. So then the set name would be Bowman's best top prospects. I think that's all that I have in a given table to describe the set. You could do manufacturer, because Bowman is technically manufactured by Topps, so it's all information that describes a particular type of unit. So then I have another table with for cards, and then the cards, you would give each card number its unique ID, and then in the card table you would also say, well, what set does this belong to? So if I were to add all the cards in Bowman's best Topps prospects to a table, I would give them all unique numbers, and then the other attributes of a card, you would maybe want to store the card name, what's the card number, you would want to associate it with the set ID. And then because you have two separate, you have a table for sets and you have a table for cards, you can look up, so let's just say every baseball card that's ever been made is in your cards table. Another thing that you store in the sets table is like what category does it belong to, right? So this would be a baseball card. So then when you want to look, let's just say you are typing in the names of cards into your table and you have 1 million cards, how do you sort it out? Well, you can tell your search engine to go in and only pick out cards that are associated with the set ID is 001. Let's just say that's what we call Bowman's Best. So then it would spit out, 10 or 15 different cards. So that's what the relational database is. It's like one value in one table relates to the same value in another table. And in one table it has to be unique. You can't have duplicates. And in the other table you can have, obviously, a card. So you're going to have, let's just say in this Bowman's Best, if I scroll down this top prospects anyway, there's 30 cards. So you're going to have 30 entries that are the same for the set ID. Okay? But set ID has to be unique in the other table. And card ID is the unique item in this table. So I also add in the box ID for each. I actually have a complete separate table that stores everything that I've sorted. Because I don't want to, let's just say, I have, 50,000 cards that have been entered into my database. I don't really want to be searching through all those records to find out, to pull up the information for a box that I've sorted. I only want to add in the certain items to that box. So I have the table, which will get large. Like right now, my table is at 8,250 cards. Because that's how many I've sorted. So that table's growing, but it's not nearly as big as the cards table. So, and then inside my, what I call sorted table is, and I'm not storing duplicate information. I'm just storing the unique card number that I give it, and then what box it went into. So even though it has 8,250 entries, the table isn't, it doesn't take long to look things up in it, because of the fact that I'm not storing redundant information. That's the thing. You don't really want to store the same information in two tables. Like, for example, for a card, I don't want to store the card, the year. I don't want to store the set name. I don't want to store the category, because that information is all contained in the set table. It does actually make it easier to write code if you pull it out of one table. However, that's just not how things are normally built, and I'm just kind of like an amateur when it comes to web development. So I could do it that way. I can do it any way I wanted, but I try to do things for the right way, or best practice. And because if I ever have to call for help and then bring some, let's just say that this stream becomes popular, and the people buying cards from the Collector's Friends through my website starts to get to a larger volume, I might have to get somebody in to help me manage that, because I'm just I'm doing what I can. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. I think it looks pretty good. It's presentable. But this stuff is tough, and if I have to bring in somebody to say, hey, look, can you help me with this? Can you find any security leaks? Can you this, that, the other thing? Then I'd be embarrassed, right? Be like, what are you doing here? Why are you, So I try to do things the best way that I possibly can, And I took a few classes in school. Like I said, I took the class and it utilized Microsoft Access, which is not what anybody uses out in the web development world. It's pretty much Microsoft Access has its own use. It is very good for people who are learning how to use a database, and it has a user interface that you can interact with to create reports and forms and things like that, which it's pretty quick to develop stuff that way, because you don't have to write all the HTML and JavaScript code and all that sort of thing. However, as far as I know, I don't see how you can really. I mean, you can use it as a back end database. I actually use it at work because that's all I have available. I run some advanced analytics on purchasing history. I save all our invoices into an Access database. I use Python to do it, so I have to download reports every single day, which again, because this is a workaround. My system can't handle what I want to do. So my inventory tracking system is good at that, tracking inventory. It's not good at creating purchase orders, and it's not good at running advanced analytics. So for myself, when I took over the purchasing, I didn't know an awful lot about the history of the drugs. I didn't know how much we used. I didn't know where it went, and why the par levels were set at a par level. In case somebody doesn't know out there, that's when it's like an inventory term. I don't know. I'm going to look it up because I've said that twice. I was talking to somebody else about par levels and I didn't know what it meant. What does par level mean? What does it stand for? The minimum amount, par level, periodic automatic replenishment level. Okay, so a par level is when it's a number you give to an inventory and it tells when you want it to reorder. Okay, so let's just say I use 100 aspirin a week. I would probably want to keep at least a 2-week supply, so I would set the minimum level at, in my system, 201. And then I would probably, a good refill ratio for just about anything in inventory is once a week. And that's about the target for the labor that I want to do. So I would probably set a par level somewhere around, like, your minimum is your safety. Like, what do you have to get you through whatever? For us, 2 weeks is, we go out a whole lot more because it's the drug industry, and the drug industry is full of drugs that you can't get. So you have to store more, which is sad, and I don't like it. But anyways, that's the nature of the business. So we set our minimum for 2 weeks, so that's 100. We use a whole lot more than 100 aspirin a week, I'll let you know. And then you set your max to replenish at about a week. So you're dispensing aspirin all week. It hits, you finally dispense it, your inventory count is down to 199. It pops reorder through your par levels, and then it creates an order for the distributor. Anyways, I needed to know those numbers. How much is getting used every week? And there was a report that was automatically generated through our system to tell us how much was used per month for every drug, but it was in a very bad form that was hard to read. So I wrote a Python program to I don't want to say decode because it wasn't like in hieroglyphics or anything, but the information that I wanted was in multiple areas. So what I would do is I would grab the information from all our past purchases from the distributor. I would get everything that was on back order. A back order is anything that you have wanted to buy but was unavailable, but you kind of like put a reserve in for it. So I would take a list of all the things that I had back orders for. Then I would take our current inventory. Then I take our current our matchup between our inventory and what the ordering number is for the manufacturer. I download that, and then I read it through the Python program. I compare all the unique identifiers, and then I would spit out for anything, because I have to attend a meeting every single week that we try to manage the things that are on shortage. And I needed to know the information was nowhere in the system, but I needed to know how long will this last. So if I go into the meeting and I say, oh, I'm having trouble getting Tylenol, and they're going to say, well, okay, how much do you have? Well, that's easy. That's in my inventory tracking system. I say, well, I have, 1,000 Tylenol that are in stock. They say, okay, that's great. How long will that last you? And until I wrote all this stuff, I'd be like, I don't know. Let's see, off the top of my head, about, that's the kind of answer that, people who don't have numbers would give. You just kind of like, oh, let's see. How often do I remember seeing, a box of 100 come through the door? So I've got 1,000, and let's say I'm using like 3 or 4 boxes a week. So maybe I've got 3 weeks, So you got to do all this math in your head. Where when I'm at a meeting that's only 30 minutes long, and we're talking about 30 different drugs, I don't have time to kind of like hem and haw and figure it out. I need to know. So when I attend the meeting, I pull up my database, and I have everything that we could potentially be talking about in a list. And I go down, and I can tell what my inventory is. I can tell how long it's going to last. And I can also, we have drugs in other places throughout the hospital. We have each patient care area stores their own drugs in a locked cabinet that nurses have access to. So I can actually pull the inventory from there as well. So if I say, hey, I've only got, 5 days worth on my shelf, that doesn't mean that in 5 days the hospital will have no aspirin. That just means that I will have, it's a continuous, one area set up to feed the other. So I get my stock from the distributor. The main pharmacy gets some of their stock from me. And then the units get their stock from the main pharmacy. So if I know how much I have in every single place, I can tell you. And it's really accurate because I've gone to a meeting and said, oh, I've only got 21 days left. And then the next week I went in, and it was like, sure enough, I had like 14 or 15 days left. So it was like, it's only based on averages, which is not a great measure, at least in the drug industry, because things go in waves. You can have a patient come in for a rare disease that blows through 40 or 50 vials of something that you'd never ever dispense except for that disease. So if in August a patient used 50 vials, and they ended up coming back next year in May and used another 12, your average is going to look like that they used, 60 vials in a year. So it's going to divide it out, and it's going to say, oh, I use X number a month. Well, no, you don't really use X number a month. You really just use it when there's a run on that drug. So it's a little misleading. However, for the ones that are standard, like Tylenol and aspirin, those numbers are, they're constantly used. There's really there are spikes in those. But it's usually because of a policy change. Like we had a spike in Tylenol use. That I couldn't figure out. All of a sudden we're just using a ton of extra strength Tylenol. I'm like, what is going on? Well, what it was a policy change because of the widespread addiction to narcotics. And they did some research that said if you give 3 extra strength Tylenol, I think is what it was, something like that. Maybe it wasn't that. It was 2 extra strength Tylenol. So you were giving 1 gram of Tylenol. It's 2 extra strength Tylenol. If you give that after surgery, you can potentially eliminate the need for some of the heavier narcotics. So that's why, because they put that policy in place to reduce the draw on the narcotics, I started dispensing a lot more Tylenol. And so that's why, you get some weird spikes. But it was a spike that continued to last because it's a policy thing. All right, I'm going on and on about drugs. I'm not getting any cards sorted, but we are actually pretty close to making it through the box. I have to stop because I do have to get ready for work. I have streamed for an hour thing. I could go for a little longer, but I don't really want to. Yeah, we've got this basketball, football thing, and some of these other little, and this in this box is done. So, I mean, after I get ready for work, I will probably continue, and I think I can get through this little bit here, and then maybe tonight I'll do the rest of this. I won't have anything to stream tomorrow morning. Well, I do have the other box that I kind of put on inactivated because it was full of junk. But yeah, we could probably deliver this box definitely tomorrow afternoon and pick up a new box with some stuff in it. This was rough, and the other one is the one that I have in reserve is rough too because of the just the amount. I mean, if you can see here, can you see here? Yes, you can. Let me pull mine up. Yeah, so if you look on all these, I'm actually moving in. So all these little papers here, that's all, every single piece of paper that I'm kind of like flipping through is a different set. And if you actually go to the box, so the box is now worth, after what we've added in it, the box is now worth $813.35, and that doesn't count a lot of what I put in because there's no prices for it. Like those Leaf cards, I don't think there was a price on a single one, and there were autographs. There was two autographs that were numbered out of 50, and there was one autograph that was out of 10. So those had no price. So this is mostly based on 50 cents for commons and things in 2019, 2020 tops. But anyways, if you go and you click on the box, and then you go to the set list, there's a filter up there, so that way if you decided you wanted to check something out, it makes it a little overwhelming because right now I don't know how many cards are in the box. Well, I mean, it can't be more than 3,000. It's triple shoe. So there's probably about 2,500, and that's what the list comes up with, is 25 entries, and it might be a little overwhelming. I don't want to look through 2,500 different things. So that's why I put a little filter up for the sets. So if you just want to see what's in 2016 Bowman Prospects, you filter, and there's one card. Daz Cameron's worth 89 cents. You want to see what's in 27 tops. We found a good chunk. And is there anything? I'm seeing everything. The low is 50 cents for everything that we sorted for 2017 tops. 2016 Bowman Scouts top 100. There's only one card. There's $1.50 Tyler Glasnow. So that's how you can kind of. So anyways, that's why this box was so bad, because there's so many different sets, and that really slows things down. And this is all that's left. Those Leaf cards that were numbered, I mean, they were kind of fancy and colorful, but they had autographs. So if you're into autographs, add those to your cart, and Collector's Friend will make you an offer. I do have to try to get the PayPal button set up so you can make a payment through the site for those cards. And once I do that, then I will make the video showing how to use the website, because I don't want to make the video and then have to be like, at the end, but it doesn't really work all the way. I mean, it works. You can request a quote. I can look at the quotes. There's no quotes that are there, and then you can look at your offers. There are no offers there, so it does work. A quote can be made. I can let the Collector's Friend know, hey, there's a quote there, but the transaction for you to buy the cards and get them shipped to you would have to be through an email. You would have to email them, and they would give you the email address of where to do the PayPal. So if I can set up a PayPal button to do that, that avoids the, because most people don't want to do that. If they see something they want added to their cart. The whole quote thing is, there's nothing I can do about that because the prices don't exist for some things, and they can't just give you the cards because we wouldn't have enough money to keep the lights on. So Yeah, so you have to get a quote for, all that, and you have to pay for shipping because, it's not free. Well, actually, it is free if you order over like $50 worth of stuff, I think, on the site. They will do free shipping. But yeah, nobody wants to like go back and forth on an email and PayPal. Just they want a button. Click. This is pay now, bam, done. But there's a lot of code, and it's not my code. It's PayPal's code, and I have to figure out how it all interfaces and where to put it into my. There's two different ways to do it that I was reading. You can either run it through your JavaScript on your client side, or you can do it server side, and it's just you have to have like secret keys to try to make sure that you have security all in mind, and that's what I'm trying to I want to add their stuff in so they take care of the security, so that way any information that gets added in is safe and nobody has any problems. So I want to do it through PayPal. It's safe if you're going through email straight to the collector's friend. You send them an email and they send you a quote back. This is what you're paying for this. But the website has a nice user interface, right? Like I had it set up to send emails to everybody and all that, but I can't capture. I wonder if I can capture what it would look like on the screen without too much problems. Could I share screen? I could just add in a screen. Is what I could do. But I'll make the video and I'll just post the video. And maybe that's on the agenda for this week, is to make sure I can get the PayPal thing working. That was on my agenda for last weekend, and I looked into it and I got scared and I backed off. I go, this is a lot of work. And but I have to tackle it eventually. I can't keep putting it off. But sometimes that's the process. When you don't, you're not 100% what you're doing. You test the water, you go back. You test the water, you go back. And I keep testing the water, and it's pretty good. It's pretty scary. I can see the shark circle. No, it's not that bad. It's just, I want to make sure I do things right, and there's a lot to it. Like I'm not, I don't have a business account. I'm not setting these buttons up for myself. I'm setting them up for the collector's friend. So it's like all these things that I have to take into consideration. I also have to be able to test it. So I have to, create a sandbox account so that way I can try the tests from different, I have to create fake orders. I have to purchase fake orders into the testing environment, and then from the testing, once everything works okay, then I can set it live, because you don't want to be continually sending yourself 5 cents through PayPal to keep testing it. That's what the sandbox testing environment is for, so you can work out all your issues before you go live and you start having to pay PayPal fees on sending yourself a nickel, because you're like the amount of testing that I did to get the quotes and offers. I had I don't know, hundreds of cards requesting quotes for, and all these offers, and all these different boxes, and there's just a lot of testing that goes into it, and it's kind of like, hey, how can I break this so that way it doesn't break when my actual users are going through the website? And so and I had buttons showing up in weird places, and doing all, and then I'd work with the website and I say, it doesn't have all the information I need, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, for my administrative end, I need more information than you guys do, because I have to manage all of this, because if I don't get the cards in there, you can't click on the box to find out what I've sorted, and you can't buy it. And that's what this is all about. I'm doing this, first off, because I enjoy it, but this is the entire show, so I have just done a free hour's worth of advertising for the collector's friend, right? He didn't have to pay anything for it. Marketing, can get expensive. Billboards are expensive. Ads on the TV and radio are expensive. Ads on YouTube are free. And a stream that focuses on sorting your cards is, well, it isn't always free. It's free because you know, because I like working for the shop. I say working as like I'm doing work, but I'm not getting paid for it. So it's free advertising for the collector's friend. And if he sells any of this, like I said, this is stuff that has been forgotten about. This is all this up until I have it now in a box. Categories. This was unsellable. You can't sell things that you don't know you have. Most of the collector's friend business, I mean, there is a storefront. People do come in, buy and sell, and that sort of thing. But the millions of cards that are online, the 1.6 million, 650,000 unique cards, all that stuff online is only purchasable because it's been added to an online selling platform. So anything in these boxes that I get out of that warehouse is unsellable on that avenue. It is now, I mean, it's still unsellable, even though I've tracked it and categorized it and all that sort of stuff. Now it's just ready to be added to that selling platform. But because people don't know what's in here, it's unsellable. Now that I have this website set up, people can actually go in, request a, so he could, get money for this stuff now. And it's like, there are collectors who are looking for things, and they could be in the boxes in the warehouse, but because nobody knows what's in those boxes, how can you get items to people who want them if you don't know what they are? You can't. So now I know what all this stuff is, except for this little stack. And that little stack we will finish off. And then the little miscellaneous random baseball and stuff like that. And then you know what I probably will do tomorrow morning is I will probably just start digging out of that box 003, the one I inactivated. And, there's top loaders and just kind of, because now that I took a bunch of the top loaders out of this box, it has an empty space. So what I ought to do is just kind of scavenge from that box and fill this up. And again, any card that I sort is a card that is now sellable. So yeah, the highlights reel for this, we had some Gleyber Torres rookie cards. We had some, what I think his name is Juan Soto rookie cards. Mays, the pitcher for the Detroit in his rookie year. I think we had a prospects thing. None of these cards were like top dollar, but they might be something that you guys are interested in. So we found some interesting stuff today. I mean, we had found it before. I knew it was there. It was just I hadn't looked it up and hadn't cataloged it. But now it's cataloged, and you guys can see everything that I've sorted. And what are we at? I have to get ready for it. But I got in some. So since we started, I think I got in like 40 cards. So we're at 8,200. We, meaning me, is I have sorted 8,296 cards in the last month that I have sorted for the collector's friend. If you think about it, that's kind of huge. That's 8,296 more opportunities to get you guys the cards you want. Yeah, so hopefully you want some of these. Alright, that is going to do it for me for today. I will be back tomorrow morning. The plan is at 1:30 to 3 o'clock. And actually we did it. My stream says I've only been going for an hour and 20 minutes, but I know there's like a 5-minute window and something was wrong in the morning. So I did hit my hour and a half. My minimum is an hour. I wanted to do an hour every morning. So tomorrow the plan is from 1:30 in the morning till 3 o'clock until I have to go get ready for work. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.